WWE has just responded to the Cody Rhodes situation, but still got surprised. So we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's going on with Mercedes Mone, Rhea Ripley, and much more. Starting things off with Mercedes Mone. It was just announced earlier in the week that Mercedes is allegedly set for a March debut for AEW. Well, now reports have dropped even more information about that big debut. Mercedes reportedly filmed some content regarding her AEW debut just last week. So it really seems like things are wrapping up pretty fast for Mercedes' debut, with this content being filmed and stored for her AEW arrival. The reports didn't go into detail about what exactly was filmed, but the only thing that appears to be confirmed is whatever they shot was in regards to AEW will be seen once Mercedes arrives in the company. Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley has had her hands pretty full over the last few months on Raw, but it looks like even more issues are coming Rhea's way. Ever since WWE first announced that they'll be bringing Elimination Chamber to Australia, fans assume that Australian-born superstars will definitely play a big role at the event, especially Rhea Ripley. And now Rhea has a confirmed match for Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley will be squaring off against Nia Jax at the event, and it's a match that does make a lot of sense. When Nia Jax first returned to WWE last September, one of the very first superstars Nia attacked was Rhea Ripley, instantly pitting herself as a threat to Rhea's title reign. Nia Jax never really got a title match immediately after her fall return, but what she did get was a pinfall victory over Becky Lynch, which does go a long way in bringing you up the rankings of the women's division. So, mostly thanks to that big win over Becky, Nia had a strong case of being the #1 contender to Rhea Ripley. Even after the Royal Rumble, Nia Jax threatened Bayley and told her to pick Io because Rhea was all hers. And on the February 6th edition of Raw, that match became official. It'll be Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World title at Elimination Chamber. It's a rare scenario of a heel versus heel match, but even though she is a heel, Rhea Ripley won't be treated as a heel in this one special match. She'll be back home in Australia. First WWE big event there in a few years. So the reception for Rhea Ripley will be huge, and she'll definitely be the babyface for this one specific matchup against Nia Jax. Once that's all over, then maybe she'll fully switch back to being fully heel. And WWE definitely seems aware of this fact, and that's why they booked Rhea to face a big heel like Nia Jax at the Elimination Chamber. You can't really put Rhea Ripley to face a babyface in Australia, because chances are that that babyface will get booed in favor of Rhea Ripley. So it makes perfect booking sense in that perspective to have Rhea go up against a heel to cancel out that potential issue. Although Nia Jax is a big threat, and like Triple H even said, she's on the hottest run of her career, it doesn't seem like Nia has any real shot of dethroning Rhea Ripley. WWE fans joke around about how they'll have superstars often lose big matches in their hometowns, but that shouldn't be a worry here. Rhea Ripley should easily walk out of Elimination Chamber as champion, but Rhea can't even catch her breath because as soon as she's done with Nia Jax at the Chamber, there'll be another #1 contender waiting for her at WrestleMania. WWE just announced that the Women's Elimination Chamber this year will determine the WrestleMania 40 #1 contender for Rhea Ripley. Becky Lynch already qualified for the match, with more qualifying matches to come in the following weeks. But those other qualifying matches don't matter that much, because the expected winner of the Chamber match has already qualified, and that's Becky Lynch. WWE has heavily sprinkled teasers for Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley dating back to last spring, last summer, and even earlier in January. It just seems like WWE has to pay that off soon, and no better place to pay off that feud than at WrestleMania. So no matter who ends up qualifying for the match, Becky Lynch should easily be the favorite to win the entire thing and move on to face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, meaning that Rhea Ripley will have to face probably her biggest threat to date at WrestleMania 40. And literally, it doesn't even stop there for Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan has just made her WWE return for the first time in several months and will be assigned to the Raw brand. And Liv already made her goal pretty clear as well. She wants to come after Rhea Ripley and take everything from her. Liv and Rhea have quite the long history together. They were a tag team heading into WrestleMania season in 2022, but Rhea turned heel on Liv Morgan and joined the Judgment Day a few weeks after betraying Liv Morgan. And as crazy as it is, Liv Morgan is actually the last individual to pin Rhea Ripley right around that time in 2022. Rhea has not suffered a pinfall loss ever since that match there with Liv Morgan nearly 2 years ago. And then the last time we saw Liv Morgan before her injury hiatus, she was getting taken out by Rhea Ripley. Liv is looking at Rhea Ripley as being the reason she missed all that time, and she wants to get her back from that. So there's a lot to work with there for Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Liv could definitely use the fact that she was the last one to pin Rhea Ripley as a way to present herself as being a capable threat to Rhea, and they can definitely take it from there. So it's going to be a busy few months for Rhea Ripley, as she'll most likely have to take on Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, and Liv Morgan, potentially one after the other. The opening segment of Raw featured WWE leaning into the current controversy with the WrestleMania main event and embracing it in a way. They were not confiscating "we want Cody" signs to try and hide it in any way. Instead, they panned the camera right to the signs and really let it known. But according to reports, one thing that caught WWE off guard was the crowd being completely anti-Rock. Several entire arena chants of "Rocky sucks" broke out during the opening segment of Raw, which was said to be completely unexpected by WWE. All the mention of The Rock's name or references to what happened on February 2nd was met with loud boos from the crowd as well. And the fans love Seth Rollins, but as soon as Seth starts talking about wanting to face Cody at WrestleMania, the fans booed Seth as well, because that's not the match that they want to see. Another very weird thing about the segment between Cody and Seth's conversation, and even some of Drew's remarks, is that they were making it seem like Cody still hadn't made his final decision yet. So that already seems to be one change that they made. After Cody literally made his decision official on February 2nd, they appeared to be backstepping on the February 6th edition of Raw by implying that nothing about Cody's selection was official yet. Michael Cole said some things that it will be made official during the WrestleMania press conference. There's been several reports and rumors about The Rock as well. Some reports saying that The Rock doesn't plan on pulling out of the WrestleMania 40 match and will be there no matter what. Other reports and rumors saying that The Rock allegedly doesn't care if the fans boo or cheer him. If the match could generate revenge at his box office, he's doing it. Cody himself even addressed the situation in a tweet, thanking fans for the passion and blessing all the fans, but that they'll have to trust him on this. All signs point to the press conference definitely making things clear, because for the February 6th edition of Raw, they appear to be terrified of saying if any match was official quite yet. So hopefully the press conference gives us more answers than questions. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.